Greater Moncton SPCA, the largest in New Brunswick. They have some awesome stuff leading up to the holiday season. So here to tell us more, Executive Director Dave Rogers. Dave, thank you so much for joining us.
Nice to be here, man.
It's always fun to be here. And you get to be in the nice comfy chair.
I got a big comfy chair. I fell in it.
Yeah, that's true. I saw when you got in there, just plop.
Not to be real picky about facts, but we're the largest shelter east of Montreal.
Okay. Well, that's worth bragging about.
It is worth bragging about, yeah.
It is, honestly, so on it.
We will handle probably 3,000 animals through there this year and rehome the majority of them.
No, we
it's
will.
A good feeling.
Okay, we will definitely change that. We'll make sure to mention that, and we'll make sure to have that in the description the next time you're on. So, so Dave, what's new? What's going on with the SPCA? Coming up to the holidays.
It is
big time.
We've got some holiday things going on that viewers might be interested in. One is our gift wrap. We've been doing that now for 28 years, I think, is what we're going on this year. I could be corrected there, but. And as of last year, we had to move our gift wrap. There were some changes there with CF Champlain, and we moved out of Champlain Mall.
You guys are now up on Plaza Boulevard.
We are up at Walmart, Plaza Boulevard. They reached out to us and said, you're looking for a home for your gift wrap? Come on up and we'll talk. So we've set up a booth in there. They've been very nice to us, very kind to us, give us a nice spot. We have volunteers in there wrapping gifts. I asked them, what if people got gifts from another store, or what if they happen to get them from Amazon? Not a problem. Bring them in. We'll wrap them for you. They've got us located inside Walmart, right about where the. I'm just reading the bottom.
Yeah, we have the monitor over here, and we're just looking at ourselves here, admiring ourselves in the so kind of a mirror.
It is. So we're set up in front of McDonald's in there. Right inside by the cash registers, and come on in. Yeah. Have a cup of coffee at McDonald's while you're waiting.
For sure. So it's moved now to Plaza Boulevard instead of where it was before, and they're pros. They gift wrap like crazy. They're so good, and I've been talking about it every time I mention it. It's like, man, I'm not any good at wrapping gifts, but they know how to do it.
You know those bags, those fancy bags, and you put the tissue, you put the gift in, and put the tissue.
I'm guilty of that too.
I'm good at that. Nothing else. We also, this year, for the first time, as I was saying earlier, we kind of dilly-dallied trying to decide whether or not to go into Turner's this year. For us, it's kind of a large expense, and the return has been dwindling. So when we decided that we were a little late, and they didn't have room for us. So as an alternative, we looked for a retail shop area that we could move into just for the month of December. And lo and behold, we found one. It's in the little strip mall in Riverview, right across the parking lot from Canadian Tire, and just next door to where the new Global Pet Foods has opened up. We looked into that shop and to see, what it would cost us, and a Good Samaritan, I'd like to say his name, but I'm not sure they'd like me to right now, but they went in and paid the rent for us for the month. So much thanks to them. We're going to have T-shirts, we're going to have mugs, we're going to have little wine cups. You got to see these things. These are awesome. They're thermos wine cups, and they have a spill-proof top, which is important after the third or fourth glass.
That's very important.
And they come in navy or red. They're beautiful little cups. Come on out and have a look at those. We are going to have some other vendors come in with some of their crafts. We should have some coffee available if you want to have a cup of coffee with us. And you can also drop off donations. So you don't have to run out to Caledonia Industrial Park. I know now is a busy time for people, and we always need donations. Running all the way out to Caledonia when you're trying to do your Christmas shopping is a huge inconvenience. So just drop by our little shop, come on in, have a look. Nice segue to our capital campaign. We'll have some pictures, some renderings there of what the new building will look like.
That's going to be exciting too.
Oh, we're really psyched about that. We have all plans and intentions to start construction in 2019, next year, earlier in the year as possible. No secret, the project is a $5.8 million project. We're at about 44%. And we currently are canvassing large corporations, people of that nature. We canvassed the province. They gave us $450. The city of Moncton come through and gave us $375,000 to go to it. the town of Riverview gave us $15,000 towards it. You know, they all stepped up, and some couldn't. Some budgets, I guess, couldn't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But
44%. I mean, that's more than $2 million. So that's already that's a significant amount of money.
We are on our way. You know, we will come out to the general public probably early in the year. We're hoping somewhere around April, May time, that we can come out to the general public and ask for their support. But we want to make sure that we've obtained as much capital as we can from, you know, some of the larger stakeholders and so on. People like PetSmart Charities, people may not be aware, they have some grants and things like that that are available, and we're researching those. So we're really hoping to be at a 70 or 80% mark when we finally go out to the public and say, okay, maybe you guys can help us. Just reach that last little hurdle.
Yeah, and when you're running that kind of a fundraising campaign, it can be easier oftentimes if it's, we only really need this much, as opposed to a much more daunting number.
Yeah.
You know, it can really incentivize people to say, oh, they only need that much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to go out really in a situation like this. It's not actually fair to go to constituents right off the bat. There may be other places where there's money available. And then in the end, there are a lot of good people in this area, and you know, year after year since 1955, the Moncton shelter, the SPCA, has been successful because of the people of the area. So we have no doubt that come this time next year, we should have a closed-in building. Whether we'll be open in it or not, we're not quite sure. It depends on when we get started. So. Yeah,
but it's exciting times. You said there will be renderings at this pop-up shop, and we saw the picture there. Pop-up shop is very clever, very clever. Yeah. So tell us about the renderings. Tell us what that plan, what that's going to look like.
The building itself will be, and I have some older drawings that I could have brought in, I suppose, but we have it's going to be an L-shaped building. And what we're going to do is we don't meet certain standards and codes anymore with the old building we're in. And the building, of course, itself is pretty much near the end of its useful life. So what we've done in this case is we've tried to bring everything up to code, standards that are put out by Humane Canada and so on. The building will be L-shaped. One half of that will be, one wing, if you will be an adoption wing. The other wing will be a shelter wing. Animals being received, if you're going to surrender an animal for whatever reason, will be surrendered at one door, at the shelter end, where we'll have intake. The other end of the building will be the adoption wing, and people will be taking animals home from there, and lots of them, I hope. The idea behind that is that when animals come in to the SPCA, a lot come in as strays. And currently our building doesn't have an air handling system that can move air appropriately. This new building will. It'll have two separate zones for air handling, so that if there are sick animals that have just arrived over in the shelter, we can quarantine them, we can isolate them, we can keep it from spreading to all the other healthy animals, which right now is a huge issue. We tend to sometimes get overwhelmed with animals getting sick and contagious diseases that spread really quick. So this should eliminate that. Healthy animals are adoptable animals, and couldn't be happier if the building was empty of animals. Like, really, I want them all in homes. Right?
Yeah, yeah. Because if it was empty, I mean, you guys, that would be the best case scenario.
Oh, best case scenario. The new building will be more adoption friendly. Right now, if you bring your daughter or your little fellow out and the wife, and you come out and you wander in, you go, oh, my soul, it's so dark and dingy. The new building will be much more airy, lighter, more windows, more natural light. We're hoping it'll be kind of a cornerstone of the community.
Now, as you mentioned, you do have some earlier drawings, some renderings that we didn't quite have here. They will be at the pop-up shop, but another place they will be as well is monctonspca.ca. You guys can go check it out for yourselves as well on the website. And there's, reiterating again, the gift wrap. It is on now, so if you're not very good at wrapping your gifts, you can make a donation there as well.
Till Christmas Eve.
Till Christmas Eve.
Right
well,
on.
If you're wrapping gifts after Christmas, I mean, it's kind of tacky.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's a little. I mean, we're all a little bit guilty, but it's it's a little bit.
We have to stay till Christmas Eve for guys like me, who at the last minute go, oh.
Well, and you guys are at Walmart, so you can kind of just
you can do your purchase through the checkout, get it wrapped.
One-stop shop, right?
Yeah.
So that's for sure. Now we only have 50 seconds. And unfortunately, we did want to talk about adopting at Christmas.
Yes.
And the concerns with that. I won't necessarily say that not to, because adopting is always good. But there are some concerns with that. And maybe we can give the 15, 20-second answer to that.
Okay. Here's the 25-cent explanation. Think it over. If you do want an animal at around Christmas time, make sure both of the adults in the family have discussed it thoroughly, and don't wait till the last second. Get your application done, then come in and have a look.
Yeah, a new friend in the family is not an impulse buy. So keep that in mind. It's not an impulse adoption. So Dave, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me in.
And be sure to check out the SPCA, as we said, on the website, monctonspca.ca.